Michael Nettlefold is the St Kilda CEO. For how much longer, Mick? How much longer are you in the main chair for?
Well, I just spent the week at Noosa, Andy, so I'm thinking probably about another 24 hours before I go back.
Right, yeah. Why do we ever come home?
Exactly. I did think that when I was heading to the airport yesterday.
You've got a nice deal to tell St Kilda supporters about, though. I mean, everyone wants to know about players at this time of the year. We understand why. We might ask you a question or two about a couple of them, but this is a really good deal that the footy clubs entered into long-term with New Zealand.
Yeah, look, we think so. It certainly gives our footy club a point of difference, and that's important. It's a pretty competitive market, particularly here in Melbourne. And, last year I think we delivered somewhere in the order of $8.5 million worth of economic value to Wellington. And as well as that, we delivered $9 million worth of media exposure for Wellington back here in Australia. So the economics are really strong. We had almost 3,000 members go across the Tasman for the game last year on Anzac Day. It was a great success, Andy.
Well, just on that, how do the members respond? Because you are taking a game away from that would be easier for them to access. How have they been supportive of it?
Look, the members have been, I think they voted with their feet last year, Andrew, and so, we had 3,000. We'll get the same this year. We had almost 5,000 Australians across there last year, so it was an extraordinary outcome, but it's only 3 hours away. What happens is we offer members a replacement game, so not only do they get the New Zealand game as part of their membership package for no extra fee, they get a replacement game. It's very similar to Hawthorn's arrangements in Tasmania, where they've got 4 games down there. They give them 4 replacement games. So, in fact, you still get your entire 11-game package as a member in Melbourne.
And it's going to be a consistent feature on the fixture for the next 5 years. But is the opponent going to be consistent as well?
We're just working through that with the AFL. As you guys well know, the fixture's a pretty complicated beast. And there's only one person in the world that knows anything about the fixture, and that's Simon Lethlean. So I might leave that one to Lethers, I think.
Hey, Michael, the troops rallied last week when the back page story of the Herald Sun told us that Eddie Maguire had some sort of conversation with Nick Riewoldt about the prospect of finishing his career at Collingwood. Was it an angry response from St Kilda, or was it just a general reminder that for Eddie not to get the many roles that he's got confused?
Oh, look, we don't get angry, Andy. We're a very measured football club. I think
things have changed, Michael.
Not since your day, Tim. But look, I had a chat to Purdy, and Purdy said, look, there wasn't much to it. Eddie and Nick obviously spent a bit of time in the media together, and I think Eddie might have said, mate, at some point in time, if you're looking to jump out and you want to finish your career in front of 70,000 on the G every other weekend, give us a call. But I don't think there was too much more in it than that. We're
talking fabric sort of a team sort of stuff at the moment with the players that have been, in the conversations, the various conversations, no matter how kind of valid they are. But, you're talking about guys like, Del Santo, Montagna and Riewoldt, obviously. Would you be... Where have you sat as a St Kilda man, Michael, on the discussions that have been taking place about those 3 St Kilda, greats of the footy club?
Well, Nick's just absolutely a no-go zone. I mean, Nick doesn't want to leave St Kilda Football Club. I mean, he's one of the all-time greats of our football club. He's a champ, and he is the St Kilda Football Club. So, Nick, that's one. Nick's not going anywhere. So that's just speculation.
Finish that one.
Finished.
Dal, I think we've been pretty clear with Dal. I mean, we'd love Dal to stay. I think Dal would love to stay. But in the event that Dal wanted to leave and it worked for Dal and it worked for the football club, that was a discussion I think everybody's been prepared to have. But that discussion, that hasn't been any more than that. It's pretty much, we pretty much leave that where it is. If Dal came to us and said, I've got this fantastic offer and I want to do this, we would have that discussion, but at this point in time, none of that discussion's occurred. So once again, there's a lot of speculation around that's not necessarily correct. He's contracted for next year.
Mate, on that note, we'll let you go. We appreciate you joining us. Congratulations on that deal. Let's hope it turns out to be as beneficial for St Kilda as that Hawthorn deal down in Tassie has been for them. Thanks for your time.